Alright, welcome to another episode of This Is Anything Goes. Today, we are going to still be working on the Alphard. So as you know, previously in one of my videos, I did explain that there was an oil leak caused by me. Alright, and that damaged a lot of the pulleys at the side here. So one of the main one that got damaged was actually the alternator. So after about 6 months of using it, it is finally being too noisy. It comes out with grinding noise and bearing noise and whatnot. Alright, so it's time to replace it, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Alright, so let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is remove this cover, this engine cover, and then this cover on the top here. Alright, so the engine cover is simple. It's just pull at it and it's out. Alright, okay, just put it aside. And for this cover, there's 4 clips. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I'll be taking that out. Okay, so 4 clips, just put it aside and then just remove this. Alright, we'll put this aside as well. Okay, so now we got a clearer place to do this. Alright, so let's see what we can do. Okay, next thing you want to do is remove the battery. So this uses a size 10. Just loosen it, wiggle it out, and that's done. Alright, you just need to take out the negative side, or if you want you can take out both sides, doesn't matter. Alright, the next thing you want to do is remove the socket over here. Alright, you just press and pull, and this one you have to remove the rubber boot, and then there's a nut in there. Alright, so just unscrew the nut. It's a size 10mm as well. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to remove is this bolt here, and there's supposedly one more bolt here, but my plastic has already melted through, so that I can lift. This one I can leave it alone. I'm going to remove this so that I can actually move this cable, this bunch of cables here, to be a bit more flexible when I'm moving the things down there. And this may not be necessary, but I'm removing the radiator spare tank as well, so I get more access on this side. Since you can see these 2 pipes are actually blocking, I'm going to remove this, and to do this is just one bolt here that I can see. Yep, just one bolt here. Alright, okay, so now that we have the radiator tank out, what I'm going to do is totally unnecessary, but I just want to have more view, so I'm going to remove the bracket here as well. So this is held on by 2 bolts over here, one here and one here. They are both size 10mm. Okay, once I got that out, I'm going to remove the radiator hose on the bottom here, and then I'll remove this let me get some light. Okay, and then I'm going to remove this pipe here as well. Alright, this pipe is held on by 2 bolts, one here and one at the back there. Alright, update time. So I've gotten the hose out, and this clip over here is one to actually remove. Alright, because the space is tight and all. Okay, so once you have that, I've gotten one of the nuts out, but the other one is blocked by the idler pulley that you can see over here. Where's my finger? Okay, that you can see over here. Alright, so to remove that, I have to remove the belt, and to do that, well, if you can see it, I've already jammed a screwdriver over there after loosening the belt. Okay, so now the belt is loose. I can remove the idler pulley over just below this. Alright, then I can remove the nut, and yeah, I should be able to remove this. Okay, another update. So managed to remove this out. Alright, you probably see the belt over here. I move it to the side. So what I can see is that I will need to remove this bolt over here and this bolt over here, and there should be another bolt that is hidden somewhere down here. Can't get the camera in. I hope I could. Alright, you can see it over there. That's the one. No, wait, that's not the one. Yeah, so there is one bolt over there, so in total there's 3 bolts, and then we should be able to take out the alternator. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so we have gotten the nut over there, over here, and the one that's hidden over here out. Let's show you the nuts. Okay, so there's 3 different sizes. The big one, this is on the top, this is on the bottom, and this was the hidden one, which I will need to wash after this. Alright, because you know, the oil leak, everything's dirty. Okay, now that we have gotten everything out, it's time to knock this out and see how we can wiggle it out. Alright, I'll tell you how I wiggle it out later. It's a bit tight, that's why I don't have much recording here. I'm sorry. Okay, so we've got the alternator out, and you can see it's very dirty from the previous oil leak, so let's clean this up first, roughly. Okay, so this is roughly clean. I'm not cleaning it until it's really clean, because I don't want the remnants of the oil and sand all fall down to the other pulleys. Alright, that may cause it to seize up, or you know, just degrade it. Alright. Okay, so we have got the old alternator out, and I have to remove this amount of things. Alright, we have the front grille, the front bumper, the front headlight, the cover, the thermostat housing, the idler pulley. Yep. Okay, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so let's talk about how we got the alternator out. So from the top here, it was very difficult. There's not enough space, so what I did was that I took out the front bumper and the front headlight, and then it actually can come out from here easily. I would say that if I knew I'm gonna take this route, I would have done this earlier, because from here I get more access to the parts here, so I didn't actually have to squeeze from the top. Okay, so let's have a look at the old alternator, alright, and compare it with the new one. Okay, so this is the old alternator. First off, it's AB as expected, and not sure if you can hear it, but there's some grinding sound coming from it. It does sound like the inner bearings are dry, and this is not good anymore. Okay, let's have a look at the new one. This is a direct one-to-one replacement, but it's not an original. It's some OEM stuff. Okay, this is smooth, no weird sound, and it's clean. Okay, let's compare it side by side. The mount looks the same. Alright, you notice this is slightly lower than this. Same here. I will need to take out this mount and put it over here. Of course, I'll wash it. There's one nut mount here, which is over here as well. Okay. The positive terminal is here. I think that's a positive, or either positive or negative. And then we have this. Okay, so it looks the same. Okay, that's good. So I'll be putting this one in through the same route that I pull this one out of. Okay, yeah. Okay, and yeah, one thing about the old alternator is that you can see that it's quite filthy. All right, there's a lot of dirt, oil, and all kind of remnants inside. So this is trashed. All right, mainly probably due to the oil leak that I had last time. So it doesn't really turn. Whereas this one turns really well. This just jams there. See, it doesn't turn. Whereas in the new one, okay, let's do it. Alright, so for the thermostat housing, what I'm going to do, actually I cleaned the whole thing. Alright, it was oily and sticky. Yeah, alright, so I clean it up. Just a normal engine degreaser and water. Alright, so originally there's no gasket here. Okay, but I'm going to apply a thin layer of grey RTV silicone gasket. Alright, this is to make sure there's no leakage after this, alright? Not that there was any leakage, but yeah, metal to metal. I rather metal RTV to metal, alright? Okay. Okay, time to just put the nut on it, alright? Okay, so now that we have gotten everything assembled back, the thermostat housing is here, the pipes are connected, everything's connected except for the headlights and the front bumper and the front grille. Let's give the car a start and see if anything goes wrong, okay? Alright, that's the end of this video, and that's how I changed my alternator on the Toyota Alphard 20 series. Alright. Okay, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the reason why I have to change the alternator was because of the other project that I did, the one where I changed the head gasket and I had an oil leak, and majority of the oil leaked into the alternator. Alright, so when I was cleaning it up and all, I used a lot of degreaser, a lot of soap, a lot of water, and I believe what happened was that I stripped off the grease inside the alternator as well. So over time, alright, it's been like 6 months. So over that 6 months, well, the alternator start to rust and it's starting to seize up. All right, so over the course of 6 months, the sound started getting louder and louder and louder, and the symptoms that I was having right now is that besides the loud grinding noise coming from the engine compartment that is from the alternator, I can see that the voltage was not consistent as well. It was going up and down, up and down. Sorry, it was going up and down, up and down. Okay, while the car still runs, but the voltage worries me. And my last long distance trip, right before I did this DIY, I went up to Cameron, which was about a 400-kilometer drive. I was having a bit of a problem with the rear aircon, whereby it does not get cold. All right, it does not get cold. It's just blowing hot air. The front is okay, the back isn't. All right, which is odd to me because I've just got the aircon service. The aircon compressor was just changed about 2 weeks before, so everything should be working fine. But it's odd that the rear aircon was only blowing hot air out. All right, so I think it is. But I cannot confirm. It is related to the alternator's charge as well. It's not charging properly, and the voltage up and down probably messed up some of the electronics. Okay, so after I've changed the alternator, everything's working fine. The rear aircon is cold, the front aircon is cold, everything's cold, and I can see that the voltage has no up and downs anymore. So when I'm running the car, alright, when I'm running the car, is at 13.8 to 14.2, which is normal. Alright, and when I'm idling, it's at 13.6 to 13.8, which is normal. Alright, so the new alternator works. And like I mentioned, the new alternator is not an original from Toyota. That's quite expensive. This one, I've got it as an OEM alternator that is meant for this car. So everything fits perfectly, as you can see. It costs about 390 ringgit. Plus shipping is about 400 ringgit. So that's about slightly less than $100, which is considerably cheaper than the original ones. Alright, which is about 3 times the price. So far I've been using it for about a month. Seems to be working great. There's no issues and there's no complaints from me. It's silent, it's good. In the engine test that time, you might hear a bit of a squeaky noise, but that's not coming from the alternator. That's actually coming from the idler pulley. Okay, so I might need to change that, and I might make a video on that if you are interested. From the oil spill, I've actually changed the aircon compressor because it was not functioning very well anyway, and I've also changed the tensioner pulley. Alright, so I'll talk about that in another video. That's a whole separate topic altogether. Okay, so yeah, if there's anything different that I would do when it comes to changing the alternator for this car in the future, alright, I would actually start with removing the front bumper and the front headlight. So that will give me hell a lot more access to the alternators as well as the side pulleys. Alright, I spent almost 7 hours on this DIY, mainly because it is very tight and very hard to work in the beginning. Alright, that's why you see the video, I just skip a lot of the footage because it's just me trying to figure out and also struggling to put my hand into certain tight spots. Okay, if I were to do this again with the knowledge that I have right now, this DIY probably takes about 2 hours at most. Alright, the moment the headlight is out, you have a lot of space and clearance. Alright, yeah, that's about it. Okay, so as usual, if you like this video, hit this. If you don't like it, hit that. But do leave us a comment on how we can improve further. Alright, and don't forget to subscribe because every subscription counts. Alright, till next time, have a nice day.